The Cleveland Cavaliers shook up the NBA world this summer when, to the surprise of many, including Knicks fans, they were the ones who traded for the talents of star guard Donovan Mitchell. So far, that move has looked like it was the right one for Cleveland, who started the season 6-1, and the right move for Mitchell, whose game has blossomed into that of an MVP candidate. Mitchell has always possessed the qualities of a superstar, a three-level scorer, an unbelievable athlete who has the ability to make plays, and even be a solid defender. And right now, he's living up to that potential. This is not Mitchell's first rodeo. After all, he was the driving force behind the Utah Jazz's historical offense that generated a lot of regular season success for the franchise. Interestingly enough, however, this Cavaliers team has some similarities to the Jazz teams Mitchell led. Like the Jazz, who had Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal, Mike Conley, and Jordan Clarkson, four high-volume and elite perimeter shooters, the Cavs also have some good shooting around Mitchell in Kevin Love, Dean Wade, Darius Garland, and to a lesser extent, Karis LeVert and Cedi Osman. Like the Jazz, who relied on Conley to reduce some of the playmaking load off of Mitchell, the Cavs have Garland, a much younger version of Conley who is a playmaking whiz in his own right. And what may be the most interesting similarity between those Mitchell-led Jazz teams and this Mitchell-led Cavaliers team is that they both have imposing, towering big men in the middle who are elite as rim runners that can protect the paint on defense. Rudy Gobert and Jarrett Allen. Except the Cavaliers have two of those guys, starting with Mitchell, Allen, and the second-year player, Rookie of the Year runner-up, Evan Mobley. Paired together, Gobert and Mitchell led a high-octane offense in Utah, with Gobert rolling to the basket and using his gravity to draw defenders into the paint with him, and Mitchell using that gravity to feast on opposing defenses as a three-level scorer. For the uninitiated, a three-level scorer means a player who can score on all three levels: at the rim, in the mid-range area, and from behind the arc. Now, with Allen and Mobley, Mitchell has two players who can do similar things to Gobert. But there's a distinct difference between the Twin Towers in Cleveland and the three-time Defensive Player of the Year, Gobert. You see, Gobert kept defenses honest as a roller, but he rarely actually used those opportunities to be a significant scoring threat on offense like Mobley and Allen do. The Twin Towers in Cleveland are also much better post players, can stretch the floor better even though they're not really shooting threats, and are much better playmakers than Gobert. They provide a level of versatility from the big man position that did not surround Mitchell in Utah, and that has made a world of a difference for the star guard. There are not many big men in the NBA who can do things like this.
One of these games, we're going to have to do something different. Mobley, Tatum's picking him up. Now wide in the switch, Mobley, the size advantage, spins in the lane. Makes it easy too.
And that's opened up tons of space for Mitchell, like on this play against the Celtics. The Cavs run a post up for Mobley, who draws the double team from Marcus Smart. The Celtics next the action, switching Brown onto Mitchell, and Smart recovers onto Brown's man. That split-second switch right there gave Mitchell the opportunity to explode to the basket and have a long enough runway to throw down a thunderous slam. Or on this play, the Celtics reject the Cavs' first action. Allen seamlessly goes into a dribble handoff with Mitchell, who creates enough space for a mid-range pull-up jump shot. But where Mitchell and his Twin Towers are perhaps the most deadly is in the pick and roll, causing headaches for opposing defenses. And it's because Mobley, Allen, and Mitchell can all do a number of things with the ball. Play number one here, a simple high pick and roll with Mobley. Mitchell doesn't see the room to make the pass. He instead passes it to Allen, who is a good enough passer to throw it inside to Mobley for the finish. Play number two, a spread pick and roll, instead this time with Allen, who creates enough space for Mitchell to hit the step back three. Play number three, Allen and Mitchell again. This time Mitchell gets downhill and finds a shooter open in the corner. Play number four, Allen ghosts the screen this time. Mitchell gets downhill and makes a phenomenal pass to Love in the corner for a three. And this is a good spot to mention that it's not just Mobley and Allen that Mitchell can play with. He can run pick and rolls with Love, a play that absolutely torched the Knicks in their first meeting against the Cavs.
5 Knicks are in double figures. Mitchell finds Love, quick trigger, he's got it, and he gets fouled!
According to a source with access to second spectrum data, the Mitchell-Allen pick and roll is the best of the bunch, generating over 1.1 points per chance, while Mitchell's connection with Mobley and Love are also very good, generating over 1 point per pick and roll possession. Things only become more dynamic when you throw Garland in the mix with Mitchell. Against the Celtics in Cleveland, the Cavs ran a pick and roll with their two guards, with both of them as the screener, and it made for some unstoppable basketball. So now you add Garland's dynamism as a shooter, off-ball player, and playmaker, combine that with the rolling gravity of Allen and Mobley, and you get beautiful possessions of basketball like this. In a league that stresses versatility at the highest level, Mitchell gives the Cavaliers an abundance of options in the way they can use him. A lot of that has to do with how willing of a passer Mitchell has become in Cleveland, averaging a career high in assists at 7.1 and a career high in assist percentage at 32. This is, without a doubt, an area of growth for Mitchell so far this season. And now, being paired with big men who are greater scoring threats than Gobert has only added to Mitchell's playmaking prowess. There also seems to be a switch in mentality on defense for Mitchell. They say that 50% of defense is effort. Well, in Utah, Mitchell was missing about 49.9% of it. Towards the end of his time with the Jazz, he was one of the worst point of attack stars in the league, constantly getting burned on rotations and not navigating through screens with any effort. That has completely changed in Cleveland, to the chagrin of Jazz fans. It's very early, but according to Defensive Box Plus Minus, this is the first season Mitchell has been a positive defender, meaning his team doesn't bleed points on defense when he's on the court. And so, his newfound fruitful partnerships with Mobley and Allen, combined with his improvements as a passer and defender, have springboarded Mitchell to have the best season of his career so far. So far, he's averaging a career high in points at 31.1 a game, a career high in steal percentage and block percentage, and he's doing it on 48, 44, 86 shooting splits and a true shooting percentage of 62. But more than that, if he continues at this remarkable pace and the Cavs keep winning as they have, Mitchell is due for the first All-NBA nod of his career and potentially the first time he'll be on an MVP ballot as well. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, hit that subscribe button for us. It's appreciated. We'll see you next time.